spread, the better it is. Good morning, Paul. How are you, mate? Lovely to have your company in here. Michelle, congrats, 450. Yeah, thanks, buddy. I really appreciate that. Good morning, Tones. I hope you're having a lovely start to the day. All right, guys, I think we're about ready to kickstart this. Oh, we got royalty in the building. Hey, Troy, what's going on, mate? Let's do this, guys. All right, so on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back to the Better Body Academy podcast. This is the podcast that you come to when you are sick of the dumb diets and unsustainable workout programs. In today's episode, it's episode 450 of the podcast. We're actually going to be going over what actually works for fat loss and what's bullshit. So 450 episodes deep, that's thousands and hundreds and thousands of minutes of stories and coaching, conversations that have been had with busy men and women trying to get their body back. And here's what might surprise you. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Not in my thinking, not in what works, not in the fundamentals of fat loss. The internet has changed. The way that people consume media has changed. It's all short form content. The fact that you guys even give me the time to listen to the podcast in 20 to 40 minute blocks is amazing because it shows that you actually want to learn. Everyone's just so caught on the TikTok era of these little short form clips. And this is why no one's changing. They're not getting a proper education. Instagram's changed. Supplements have changed. The marketing has changed, but the actual process of losing body fat is exactly the same. And today, I'm going to strip it back for you. No trends, no hacks, no cold plunging, no biohacking fucking nonsense, just the truth. Look, this internet is really loud, isn't it? And if you feel overwhelmed scrolling and trying to work out, how do I actually lose this belly? I get it. It's completely normal. There are new changes every week. A new video, a new hormone hack, a new detox, a new metabolism stack, a new supplement stack, a new carb loss protocol, a new fasting window. Everyone seems to have a secret, right? Are you with me? And yet, people are more overweight than ever. They're more confused than ever. They're more skeptical about the fitness industry than ever. They're more overwhelmed than ever. You don't have a knowledge problem. You have a noise problem. The more you consume, the harder it is to know what's actually right because you'll see polarizing opinions. And episode 450, this episode, 450 episodes deep, all we're doing is cutting through the noise. The answer is still boring. It's still boring. Let's just call it out. Cold plunges do not burn body fat. That's not what happens. They don't. Fat burners do not override overeating. Detox Ds do not fix your weekends. This just doesn't happen. Carb timing is absolutely irrelevant if you're smashing beers every Friday night. Biohacking is stupid if you're scrolling until midnight every night. Hormone resets. One of my clients was telling me through the week, I'm trying to balance my hormones. I don't even know what the fuck balancing my hormones actually means. And I've been in this game for 20 years. Balancing your hormones? What does that even mean? These hormone resets. Listen carefully. Some of these things might have some value. Cold exposure, for example. Having a cold bath or cold plunge, that can help your resilience for sure. Supplements might help you to top up your nutrition, but they don't fix the problem. These are the 1% plays. Most of us have not mastered the other 99% that actually move the needle. And we're spending all our time worried about the 1%. You don't need optimization like the fitness industry says to us. What we need is some actual execution. So if you're ready for what actually works, here it is. It's the same thing that I said in episode 1, 449 episodes ago. Number 1, lift weights. That's it. You need to build muscle. You need to protect muscle, and you need to stimulate muscle, because muscle is insurance. If you are skinny, you are destined to have problems metabolically in the future. Muscle controls blood sugar. Muscle keeps you strong. It keeps you looking like, I don't know, look at me. I think I look okay for 44 years old. Why? It's because I've got muscle on my body. That's the reason why, including my face, which sounds silly. Muscle changes your shape. It improves your insulin sensitivity. It protects you. It's the ultimate anti-aging tool, is to have muscle. And for all of you that want to lose body fat, it makes losing body fat easier if you have muscle, because that muscle churns up the calories. You don't need fancy programs. You need a few things. You need progressive overload, progressive resistance. That just basically means you need to slowly increase the weight or increase the challenge upon you. So over time, the sessions get harder and you continue to challenge yourself to get better and stronger. You probably need 2 to 4 sessions a week, and you need to be consistent. Consistent over intensity. If you were a fly on the wall and you watched my sessions, what you'd see is some sessions are pretty dog shit, but I turned up and I just did it. Number 2, walk daily. This is the most underrated, most slept on fat loss tool. Your step count fixes more problems than you realize. It helps with appetite regulation. What that means is that you go for a walk, it creates less hunger. You go for a walk, it reduces stress. What is the reason that you are fat? It's because you're probably really stressed or bored and emotionally eating. We all do that, absolutely, myself included. So when you go for a walk and try to get out of your head and into your body, your stress gets reduced. Your mood improves. You burn calories without, 1, injuring yourself, and 2, without crazy fatigue. You know what the number 1 problem is for people that go and do a bunch of cardio, hard cardio, to lose fat? What happens? They get tired, so they eat more. They get hungry, so they eat more. Cardio is a really tough way to try to manage your body fat, because you end up making yourself more hungry. So you walk. You do not need to destroy yourself with cardio to lose body fat. You need movement. There's a difference. Probably 8 to 10,000 steps a day, depending on the sedentary nature of your job, and you just need to be consistent. Oh, I've got a sedentary job, I just don't get time during the day. Yes, you do. You just got to get up and break it up into small 1,000-step chunks and accumulate it over the course of a day. Number 3, you got to sleep properly. You cannot out-discipline your sleep if you have a weight problem. If you have a weight problem, I just want you to think about what's going on here. You have a weight problem. Do you feel like going to the gym if you're tired and underslept? You slept 4 hours. Do you feel like going to the gym? Nope. When you're underslept and you're cranky and hangry, what foods are you wanting? Is it like chicken and broccoli? No, it's fucking chocolate. It's ice cream. It's foods that give you quick energy. You're hungrier. You're craving sugar. Your patience sucks. Your training drops. You get moody. You hate the world. It's almost like a mini menopause in a way when you have a shitty sleep. It's not the menopause causing the problem. It's the feelings, the emotions that are going on. And if you don't protect against those things, you're no chance. Sleep is not a luxury. It is a fat loss multiplier. If you want to lose fat, you have to sleep. And then we see these guys that are big and fat and they say, I'm on the hustle, man. Dude, you're killing yourself. The only way you're going to lose that belly is if you start to prioritize sleep. Number 4, you got to eat protein every single day. You've got to hit your protein target every single day. Why? Because you can't store protein short of turning it into muscle. So you got to hit your protein target every day. Protein keeps you full. So if the goal is to keep full so your appetite's regulated, and if the goal is to keep muscle so your metabolism stays high, you have to have the raw material, right? So you can eat the right amount of calories, but if you don't have the raw material, the building blocks of muscle, what's going to happen? You can't build the muscle. Your recovery is going to be shit. You're going to be sore all the time. And you're actually, all this work that you're doing, you're just going to lose muscle. You could be training in the gym like an absolute beast, and then you lose muscle because you are breaking it down, but you're not providing the raw material to actually build it back up again. So when you have a high protein diet, you protect against losing muscle and you protect against feeling hungry all the time because you are not mindlessly snacking anymore. Most overweight people, they don't eat enough protein. And you'll see fitness people on the internet that will say, oh, you don't need protein. That you can get by without it. But if you want to look a certain way, you want to look like you train, you want to look strong, and you want to have a strong metabolism, and you want to be able to have a beer at the weekend without putting on a bunch of belly fat, muscle is the leverage point. Next up, you got to control your weekends. These are all the things that I've spoken about in episode number 1. This is episode 450, and this one stings. You don't have a metabolism problem. You keep being told you got a metabolism or a genetic problem. You have a Friday to Sunday problem. Would you agree? Just think about it. Like, step back from this. Ask yourself, do I have a Friday to Sunday problem? 5 disciplined days where I'm really, really strict, and then Friday afternoon, all goes to shit. And that's the problem. And then you say, I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. Well, you do understand. It's because you're so strict Monday to Friday, and then you get to the weekend and it's kind of like all the rules don't apply anymore. That's why you're not losing weight. And then finally, we've got to be patient. Everyone wants to lose the weight now. You know the easiest way to just lose the weight now? Don't eat. Like, don't eat anything. And do lots of running. That's going to create a huge calorie deficit. And people think, oh, but that's stupid. That's what you guys keep doing. The answer is like, oh, I'm just going to try to lose it. I didn't lose weight this week. Like, we're caught in this, like, I need to lose weight this week thing. I'm going to guess Karina Valero, who's watching this, her weight probably hasn't changed in 3 or 4 months. Correct, Karina? But I haven't heard Karina ever say, my weight's not moving. Why? Because she's focused on building muscle, and muscle weighs something. It's going to show up on the scales. So if you're losing fat and building some muscle, which is called body recomposition, which is ultimately what makes you look better in the mirror, well, guess what? Your weight might not change that much, but your photos will. Your body composition will be completely different. And you build that through being consistent, day by day by day. Small daily wins compounded over months. So rather than thinking, I didn't lose weight this week, or my number one frustration is when I see a client say something like, I put on 200 grams this week, or I lost 200 grams. Guys, I haven't ever actually weighed my poo on a scale, but what I can tell you is that I have weighed myself before and after a poo, and sometimes it's a quarter of a kilo difference. Like, reporting that you lost or gained 250 grams, it's just like, it doesn't matter. You're getting caught in the weeds about something that does not matter. Got to focus on the big picture here. What's our trajectory over a longer period of time? That's it. That's the secret. Be consistent. So 450 episodes later, I haven't introduced anything new. It's a high protein diet. It's sleeping. It's walking as much as possible. It's lifting weights, and then being consistent over a long period of time. Now, let's talk about the fact that you don't want this to be true. You don't want to hear that. The uncomfortable part about that is you don't struggle because it's complicated. You struggle because it's simple. Like, think about that for a moment. We think that fat loss is really, really complicated. In the back of our mind, we think it's really, really complicated. It's actually not. That's not why you're struggling. You're not struggling because it's complicated. You're struggling because it's so simple that it's boring. And we don't like boring. Simple means no drama, no novelty, no excitement, no quick fix. Kind of eat the same thing every day. Did my 10,000 steps again a day. Went to the gym today. Lift, walk, sleep, protein, weekends, repeat, done. The problem is that having that level of repetition inside the boredom requires an identity. It requires you to become a person that's okay with being bored. You're boring in your fitness journey so you can have an amazing life. And when you take your shirt off, you look at yourself in the mirror and go, I love this person. I love what I'm able to do. It requires maturity, emotional maturity more than anything. It requires you to stop looking and scanning for everything, every day something new to get you unbored. Most people, the boredom is why they quit, right? And it's understandable. I get it. If you've got a boring job and a kind of boring life, then you don't want to, like, you look to your eating for novelty, right? Oh, this fucking chocolate's really, really good. I tried this new fancy coffee from Starbucks. I'm like, oh yeah, this is nice. I need some novelty. But if you don't need that novelty because you've got hobbies and you've got interests and you've got a job that you love, guess what? You don't need to have novelty through your food. When we talk about what causes weight gain, this is the stuff that no one freaking talks about. What if it's not actually complicated? What if the reason that you're carrying weight is because, frankly, you're fucking bored? You're bored. And fat and food is a tool. I need to do these new different types of workouts every week to keep things interesting. No, you don't. You need to do what works over and over and over and over again. But that's boring. That's the point. Does this make sense, guys? And a lot of you will switch off this podcast because it's not what you want to hear. So what's the real advanced move? What's the pro move? What do the pros do? What do the 1% do that break through? You want to know what it looks like? It's not ice baths at 5 a.m. It's not, I haven't had an ice bath at 5 a.m. since 1942. I did one time. It's not a 300 a month or week supplement stack. I take 3 or 4 supplements: creatine, protein, omega-3s, vitamin D, and a multivitamin. Fuck all. Like pre-workouts, no. BCAAs, no. Collagen, nope. None of that stuff. I just take the basics that work. It's not getting a glucose monitor if you're 25 kilos overweight to tell you what you already know, that your blood glucose levels are shit. The advanced move is this: doing the basics when you don't feel like it. That's the basics. That's it. That's the power move. Today, right here, right now, I'm in Japan and it's 4:24 a.m. I got up at 1:30 a.m. because I wanted to watch a webinar on becoming a better coach. I did not want to get up, but what I actually did was booked an additional hotel room so that I could, one, not wake the kids up. So it cost me $350 for the night to book an additional hotel room simply so that I could get some sleep earlier, wake up at 1:30, listen to this webinar, run this podcast, run this coaching call after this. I didn't want to do that. And I'm not egotizing myself. I don't think that's a word. I'm saying I didn't want to do it. And because I didn't want to do it, I knew I had to do it. Training when you don't feel like it. Walking when it's raining. Stopping at 2 drinks instead of 6. Going to bed instead of watching Netflix. The advanced move, the power move, is emotional control when you would prefer to do something else. This is a change to your standards. This isn't negotiating with yourself every weekend. This is what will change your body. And then when you mess it up, which you will, because you're human, right? You mess it up. We all do. I mess up all the time. You don't sit there and wallow in your pity. Get back on the horse again. What benefit is there in you sitting there in regret? Oh, I'm really down on myself because I had a bad week and I told myself I wasn't going to drink, but I did. Okay. Well, keep being down on yourself for another 3 days. That's going to help. Get up. Just get back on the horse. Press reset. It's not the person that doesn't mess up on their fitness journey. It's the person that messes up the most, but is willing to keep pressing reset. Now, I'm going to say this with respect. If you've listened or watched 100 of these episodes and you're still in the same place, it's not because you don't know what to do. You absolutely know what to do. It's because you're not consistently doing it. And that's not an attack. That's empowering. That should be good to know that, hey, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't not know what to do. I'm just avoiding the work that needs to be done. The solution is simple. It's in your control. You can keep listening to podcasts and doing what I used to do. You want to hear my move that I used to do? I used to sign up before I actually went all in on myself and become a coach. What I did was I used to sign up. Oh, fuck, it's embarrassing when I think about it. I used to sign up to people's free PDF or newsletter, quickly download it, and then quickly go and unsign up and unsubscribe. So I would get the shit, but then I didn't have to read their emails. No wonder I wasn't winning. It's embarrassing to think about it. No wonder I wasn't winning. I was sending the message to myself that I'm a free chaser. Why would anyone pay me money if I wasn't willing to invest in myself? Yesterday, I spent $30,000. $30,000 on the same mentor for another 12 months that I've had for the last 6 years. I didn't want to spend that money. It's fucking awkward putting that money on your credit card. I didn't want to do it, but I did it because it needs to be done and I need accountability. And I can't ask you to listen to this podcast to be part of our program and invest in yourself if I'm not willing to lead with the same action. Does this make sense, guys? 450 episodes later, Nothing has changed. There's no hidden chapter. There's no secret fat loss formula that I've been kind of holding back and I only say to my clients. It's lift weights, walk, sleep, eat protein, try to control yourself at the weekends, be patient. That's it. That's the playbook. And in probably 3 years, we're going to be at episode 1000, and I'm going to be saying the exact same thing again. Stop looking for new answers. We've just got to execute on what we already know. And the beauty of this is that if we just keep it simple, guess what? It's easy. It's not complicated. You don't have to become a fitness influencer. You just do the thing and then get back to your life. And it's part of you. It's just what you do. Going back to Karina again, it's just what she does. Terry, Nick, Chris Lupton, Vicky Milroy, Xanth Harper, this is what they do. The people that you look up to, they're not made of something different. All they're doing is the very, very, very basics consistently. That's it. And so if this episode kind of annoys you a little bit, that's good, because you didn't learn anything new about it. One of the best phrases that I ever heard is that we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. We need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. Because we accumulate all this information, we don't apply any of it, and we don't get anywhere. And then it's like someone says to you, hey dude, just did you go for a walk today? No. Oh, fuck. I've stopped walking. I've stopped hitting my 10,000 steps. Why did I do that? Did you hit your protein target today? No. What? When did I stop doing that? The answer is simple. And if you're annoyed about it and you're triggered a little bit by it in this episode, that's good. Because that means you're going to get back on. And usually it takes a little bit of annoyance and triggering for a person to act. Guys, I don't care about likes on the podcast. I don't care about, what I care about is impact. And unfortunately, if you just scroll fitness stuff, what you're going to get is people that are trying to sell you the newest craze, the newest trend, the newest diet, the newest supplement, the newest thing. The only thing that I have to sell you is an education in what works. And so for those of you that are in our program and you're part of the fabric and you're part of the community and you're getting education and you're putting that education slowly and messily into practice, you're going to win. You're going to start winning. But if you just keep listening to podcast episodes and downloading free PDFs like I do, and then you just did nothing about it, it feels like productive work, but it's actually a form of procrastination. Do you know people that just read tons of books and you're like, okay, cool, but what have you done? Nothing. I'm preparing. Dude, you don't learn anything out of preparing. You learn everything out of taking messy action. And hopefully this episode is a reminder of how you go about getting your results. Guys, I'll see you in episode 451. This has been the Better Body Academy podcast, coming to you for another day. Chat to you soon. All right, team. It's this stuff, guys, is Vicky said it, back to basics. It's the only way when you understand there's no other way. How good is it? How good is it? It's literally just do the basics, do it over and over again. Find entertainment in other areas of your life. Find a sport, find a hobby. That's all we care about, guys. This, Thanks, Jace. This is a great reminder. Yeah, at least it is. And it's the attention. We want to keep getting drawn away to things that are more fun. I get it. We need an outlet. I'm not saying you should be boring. I'm saying your training and your nutrition should be pretty boring. You're eating the same things over and over again. And when we're putting together a training program. It's like, oh, like in my old training program, I had this specific exercise. Well, I didn't put squats into your training program because they're just, oh, I might just do this. No, it's because squats are a very effective move. Now, if you cannot do squats, that's different to, I don't want to do squats. That's a little bit different. Madalena says, this is the secret. Only the people that think it's too easy to be true. It's so, Mads, for our clients that are kind of watching this, and Kylie, you're fast becoming one of these. Kobe, hey, good to hear you, see you here, Cobes. Like, here's the difference between a client that gets it and a client that doesn't. So, can you list for me all of the client that doesn't get it is like, can you list for me all of the things that are in your program so I can see whether it's worthwhile? It's like, what do you want me to say? Oh, I get you like a 30% discount affiliate code off some supplement website. I change your meal plan every single week so that you never learn how to do it yourself. I'll write you a new program every single week so that you never learn how to do it yourself. Like, what do you want, a laundry list of things just to make it look like better value? That's not how we roll in Better Body Academy. Here is what we can give you: simplicity and accountability. And those two things put together will get you the result. If you're in Better Body Academy, you're not paying for things. You're paying to get a result and to learn a method that you can do for the rest of your life. Does that make sense? And that's the mindset shift. Oh, I'm shopping around to see like if I can get a cheaper price, or I'm shopping around to see if like I had the same feelings when I was just going and deciding whether I was going to renew with my coach for another year. Like, oh, maybe I need to do something different. Maybe like, why would I do something different? Like, I concluded, why would I do something different? I just need to do more of the same. Go deeper, get more committed, get more addicted to the process. That's what works. Make sense? Guys, do you have any questions you want to ask while we're here? Makes total sense. Yeah, Karina. Consistency. Caroline, you put a post up, babe. You put a post up through the week, and you're kind of like, look, a little bit frustrated. Movements aren't, progress isn't moving, quick. Listen, right? For you, this is about you establishing some self-belief, right? Your results will come when they're ready to come, once you're consistent and once you embody the idea that you actually deserve it. You're such a wonderful woman, Caroline. Like, just your energy is just beautiful. The problem is with so many women, kind people, really nice people, usually put themselves last. Would you agree? Put everyone else first. My challenge for you, Caroline, would be, listen, put yourself first. Put yourself first. If you put yourself first, what's going to happen? You're better equipped to be able to deal with all of the things in your life, right? All of the people in your life, to be able to be a better person for all of those people. And so try not to listen to the noise, girl. Try to just stay consistent to the process. If we can just stay consistent to the process, Caroline, do you know how many people, Caroline, I'll just let you know. Oh, it must have been a different one. Okay, well, must have been. So how many people they say, oh, you know what, like, I'm just like, it's not working at the moment. It's not working. Like, you've been consistent for 2 weeks and you've been overweight for three years or 30 years. Like, you just can't flip it that quickly. Oh, but I didn't lose weight this week. Oh, okay. Like, what do you want me to do? Let's put your calories down. That'll help. But then I can't survive on those amount of calories. It's just going to mean that I'm going to eat more. Duh. That's right. That's the problem. Do you want to keep exacerbating the problem, or do you want to fix the problem? You know, I'm just like spitballing here all over the place, guys. Do you know the most important? Hey, Marty, hope to see you on the coaching call again today, buddy, if you can get there. Like, if I could think about all of the things in the world that would make the most amount of difference in a person's life. Now, I haven't got enough worldly experience to say like this absolute thing, but I've got a decent amount of experience. It is literally going to the gym. Which sounds dumb, right? Because someone just pulling into this podcast, end of the podcast, the chat, they're going to be like, yeah, but I'm not a gym person. That's the point. That's why you go to the gym, so you become a gym person. Why would that be important? Well, there's the physical components to this. There is the getting strong and the metabolism and all of that. But when you can go into a place and like look at yourself in the mirror every single day and just be like, I still look the same. 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 And then all of a sudden, you notice changes. It might be 2 months in, 3 months in, 5 months in, you start to notice changes. You're like, holy shit, when did that change? And then you think to yourself, when I was looking forward, when I was trying to make this happen, nothing was working. Like I just turned up and I did it. Fucking nothing's changed, getting frustrated. And then all of a sudden when you notice the change and you look back and you're like, when did that change? Now it makes sense. All I did was, I was just consistent. Mary says, I think for me in the past, if there's no movement in a week, I'm doing something wrong. I've learned to be more patient. Okay. So Mary, this is all about expectations, okay? You're not meant to lose weight every single week. Because if you were, this would tell me you're in quite a large calorie deficit, which is going to mean that like you're not going to go through weight loss plateaus. If you're in a mild calorie deficit, you're going to go through weight loss plateaus. But if you're just like losing weight in a straight line consistently, you're either very overweight, as in like 50 kilos overweight, and so the weight's coming off you quicker than it would for someone that's say 15, 20 kilos overweight, or you're in a moderate calorie deficit. Now, why is it better to be in a moderate calorie deficit than a major calorie deficit that shifts the weight in a long line? Why is that better? Why do you want fat loss plateaus? Because it means that you've still got runway. You've still got more calories that you could cut. You've still got more steps that you could up it. And on top of that, if it's a moderate calorie deficit, are you likely to be more adherent than if you're starving yourself? You're not meant to lose weight every single week. And if you're trying to build some muscle at the same time, which Mary, you bloody better be, that's what we want. Well, guess what? The muscle's going to weigh something. Like the muscle actually, like forget this whole, this thought, muscle weighs more than fat. Like, I'm not talking about that shit. I'm just talking about if you're building muscle, if my bicep gets bigger, it can't get bigger without weighing more. And that weight shows up on the scales. So if you're seeing fluctuations in your weight, that's normal and good. It's not a bad thing. You're not doing something wrong. And that's a really good point that you raised, is like disconnect that I do this, I should get that. It's kind of like when you go to work, right? And you're on like a kind of like an hourly based system. You do the hour of work, you get $25 or whatever it is, right? I work the hour, I get the $25. I work 2 hours, I get $50. I work 3 hours, I get $75. It's like multiplies in a straight line. That's not how fat loss works. People think if I just go to the gym twice, then I'll get this amount of weight loss. If I go to the gym 4 times, then I'll get twice the amount of weight loss. 6 times, 3 times the amount of weight loss. So I'll just do more and more and more and get more. It doesn't work like that. It's weight management is not a fairness system. It doesn't work like that, right? It works with be consistent at the minimum effective dose, project that out over 6 to 12 months, and just watch what happens. Does that make sense? Michelle says, I'm excited this week. My physio said I can start doing some weights again. He was so impressed with my discipline about how much my arm has come along. Do you know what? Yeah, injuries are a real test, Michelle. They're not fun. Like, they're not fun at all, but you're going to injure yourself a couple of times or multiple times along your fitness journey. And when that happens, the injury kind of, if you're in that position where you're like, I just can't wait to get back and work out again, like, that's so cool, right? You've been disciplined around your rehab, and now you're like, okay, cool, I'm back into it. Like, that's such a great position to be in. And the reason is, Michelle, I want you to think about why you feel that in you. It's because your identity has changed, right? You're not someone who hates going to the gym and hates doing exercise and hates being healthy anymore. You're like, I'm a healthy person. I'm a healthy person. This is me. This is my identity now. So your body and your brain is screaming out to do things that are in alignment with your identity. The reason that it's hard for people at the start is that it's not their identity. They don't see themselves as a healthy person. They don't see themselves as deserved. They don't see themselves as like being worthy. And so they're trying to do something that is kind of against their identity. But when that identity flips, Michelle, and you start to be, you know what? I'm a healthy person. I'm someone who looks after myself. I am. You reflect that out, right? And it becomes easy. And now that you're injured, you're kind of like a caged tiger, like ready to get back out there and get amongst it. That's so freaking cool. Troy says, when the gym goes from what you think is a chore to your happy place, even on a big day, you've had a huge win. Now I hate missing my training. That's exactly right. That is so freaking true, Troy. And how good is it when all you're doing, man, is just like, all you're doing is just like, I'm being who I am. I go to the gym. That's part of my routine. It's cool. So cool. Yeah, always put your oxygen mask on first, Madalena says. I love that. So good. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop chapping. I'll love you and leave you. Hopefully you enjoyed episode 450. Gents, if you're still watching, we've got our men's coaching call starting in 14 minutes. I'll see you then. To everyone else, there will be no podcast episode tomorrow, okay? Just so you know, I did it today to bring it forward a day. So just letting you know, all right?